So today I'm going to talk to you about my Zoom F6. This is a field recorder, obviously used to take out into the wild per se, to be able to record any source that you want to, up to a total of 6 inputs. There are 6 XLR mic preamps on either side of this, all controlled via the mic levels and turned on and off. This can work as a recording interface via USB. Can work in standalone mode. It has 32-bit floating, and so there's a feature in this, you cannot clip it. So you don't have to worry about clipping in case you make a mistake or something grows in volume and you didn't get enough time over there to get to adjust it. You don't got to worry about it. It's not going to clip. The digital conversion of this thing is actually incredibly good. I think I paid around $600 or so for this, and it has proven to be very invaluable to me. Now I want to talk about some of the features. You can power this via USB. So if you've got a brick or any kind of USB system, you can plug in a USB, flip that bad boy on, and you'll see that light come on here in a second, and it's powering up. And so you can power that via USB if you choose to go that way. I'd oftentimes just take a regular kind of brick that you'd use to charge your phone. You can run it off one of those all day and night. Next up, you've got the ability to do this with AA batteries. It's pretty amazing. This thing does not use much power at all. So you can see there where it's got a set of AA batteries in it right now. I think those things are dead. I haven't put them in there. I haven't used the batteries in a long time. And then you've got this very common, this is a Sony type battery. It's very common and very popular in audio and video world for photography and videography. And they're cheap, and they will power this thing all day and night on just one of these. This thing does not use a lot of power. So you have 3 different ways you can power this bad boy. You can power it via the battery, okay, the rechargeable battery. You can power it via either rechargeable or replaceable AA batteries. And then, of course, you can power it by USB, either plugged it directly into the wall or plugged into a power brick or any other source that outputs standard bus power over USB. You also have this little feature right here. Okay, this is a little add-on that you can add on to it. It's for adding Bluetooth to it, so you can control it remotely by your phone. All of the controls within it are all controllable via your phone, either Apple or Android. So you can do that. That's a nice little feature. And so that's an option as well. Like I said, there's built-in phantom power. There's built-in various routing. You can link up any particular 2 preamps together and turn them into a stereo source. The flexibility of this thing is off the charts. You have a line out on it. Of course, you have the USB for either power or to use as an interface. Over here, you've got a headphone jack right there with a headphone volume, little dial you've got right there. And then you've got an output for time code, which is super important if you're doing videography work. All right, and then of course you got the power button. So this thing is packed full of features. It's packed full of features. Sounds absolutely fantastic. It really does a phenomenal job. Can be used all day nonstop without an issue ever. I have never, not one time, had a technical issue with this, and I have used this thing extensively out in the field. I mean extensively, whether it was for a video project or whether I was doing some remote recording. If you can get it done with 6 inputs, this is a great way to do it because it gives you a tremendous amount of flexibility. You also on the bottom here, you can use, like this is a Triad Orbit adapter for a mic, but anything that takes that standard, that little, let me get that over there. Let's see, is that going to focus? I don't know. Anyway, the little bolt on the end of that. So you can screw that in here and you could put this on a mic clip or mount it to something or anything else like that. I keep mine mounted to the tripod half the time. I've got a Triad Orbit piece on there that I have, and I keep it mounted onto that. So the options are really wide open with this thing, and I cannot recommend it enough. If you have a need for to be able to do something remotely and you want to have no limitations for power source or anything else like that. Oh, also, on the back of it here, you asked, what do you record to? Well, there's an SSD card slot on the back of it, so you can record straight to that. You literally could record for an entire week on one SD card, all 6 channels, and you wouldn't even touch maxing that thing out, assuming, you've got a 64 gigabyte or a 120 gigabyte or 128 gigabyte. So you've got that going on. On the front, you've got your transport controls as you would expect, and that pretty much sums this up. You can mount this to the top of a camera if you needed to. There's a mount. I took it off this one because I simply just didn't, I never really did that. But you can do that if you want. It just mounts to the top of the camera. But for those of you, this is not a video channel, as you know. It's an audio channel. And so if you want to be able to have the options of being able to record on the go, very easy, very seamlessly, up to 6 tracks at one time, and it sounds great. If you need something like that, this is great. Don't let that name Zoom. For a while, Zoom had a bad reputation for some really low quality garbage. That is not the case. I have dropped this. It has been thrown. There's so much has happened to this thing, and it has never skipped a beat. I've had it now for about 4 years, and I love this thing. Okay. So if you want to get one, all right, you can use a link down below in my description down below. You'll find an affiliate link for Sweetwater. That's right. I will get a tiny percentage of anything you buy from Sweetwater. And so I would appreciate it if you'd go down below into the description and just select that link over to Sweetwater, put whatever you want in your cart and buy it, and I get a tiny percentage. You don't make any money off views on YouTube. So ultimately, at the end of the day, it's a way to supplement the channel so I can keep it going. Thank you very much for all those you're going to do it. And thank you very much for all of those of you who have already done it. You've really helped keep this channel alive. Do me a favor, leave me some comments down below or questions down below that you may have about this particular unit. I'll do the best I can to answer them, and I will try to get to it as soon as possible. But do that down below and let me know how you feel about it. And I look forward to seeing those. But until next time, hope every one of you have a great day. If you need to field record, this is the way. And I didn't even think that through, man. What a cheesy ending. Bye-bye.